people here for an evening meditation with me. I'm Reverend Kim Curlett from Riverview United and 9 Mile River United Churches in East Hants, Nova Scotia. Some of my congregants already know this, most of them do, but prior to coming to answer my call to ministry in the United Church of Canada as an ordained minister, I was a yoga teacher and an owner of a yoga studio and someone who trained people to be yoga teachers. Yoga is an integral part of my journey towards my call in the Christian faith. Sometime, and I'm sure we'll have time in the coming days and weeks ahead to share some stories with one another, but one of the stories that comes to me quite often in the conversation I have with people around yoga and Christianity and how the two shall meet or not meet and all of those kinds of questions, I always lean to one of my favorite teachers and mystics by the name of Thomas Merton. And Thomas Merton, and to quote him loosely, would say of his discovering of Buddhism, he was a dear friend to the Dalai Lama, and he would say if it weren't for the light of Buddhism, he wouldn't understand his Christian faith the way that he did. That's how I feel about yoga. So all that being said, tonight's meditation is about the chakras. And some of you have heard that word, chakras or chakras. It's a Sanskrit word that comes from the yoga tradition. It means a wheel. It has to do with the energy in our body. And so tonight we're going to be working with the idea of 7 chakras and the idea of thinking about those spots in our body where these wheels of energy reside. If you think about the way that when rivers come together, and they come together and when they meet, they form and they swirl together. That's what we think about as these energy wheels in our body. In the United Church of Canada, some of us as ministers and as lay people have been trained in something called healing pathways that came from the tradition. And before I forget her name, let me just share it with you. The healing pathway was formed in a foundation of the Christian church, and it was started by a lady named Rochelle Graham. The Healing Pathway program was centered at the United Church of Canada's Naramata Center in BC from 1993 until 2015. I took a Healing Pathways course, a level 1. I also have some Reiki as well. And in all of these traditions, they talk about this energy. They talk about these wheels of energy in our body. And so that's where we're going to start to think about these energy wheels. And tonight we're going to think about 7 of them. We're going to think about the one at our root. We call that Muladhara. We're going to think about the one that's just above that in the base or in the center of our pelvis area. It's called Swadhisthana. That's our sacral chakra sitting right in that area of the body. Then we're going to move up to where the solar plexus is, to Manipura. We come up to the heart, to Anahata, to the throat, to Bhuta Shuddhi, to the forehead, to Ajna, and to the last one, to our crown. And so we're going to begin our practice tonight. It is a seated meditation tonight, so find your favorite chair. If you're not able to sit with us for about 20 minutes tonight, 25 minutes tonight, then save this and come back to it another time. But if you can, find a comfortable chair. Make sure you feel nice and warm. Make sure that you can sit upright. Your recliner is fine, but sit up and feel that you are connected to the seat on which you're sitting, and that you have a sense of lifting your head up towards the sky. So get comfy. I'll invite you to close your eyes, to take a deep breath in through your nose. And for the first few, let's take a breath out of our mouths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. One of the first ways we can begin to connect with our energetic body is through our breath. Sometimes first with a physical practice. I hope that all of you are getting some walks in and making sure you stretch and all of those kinds of things. Some of my colleagues from the yoga community have been posting wonderful free videos for you to practice. We're going to begin with the breath. I want you to begin with your breath, just noticing the pace of your breath, the depth of your breath. So now that you've been breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, I'd like you to begin to close your mouth if you can, So you're just breathing in and out of your nose. I want you to imagine that you are bringing your breath in and out of your body on the same channel as your spine. So thinking about breathing in from the base of your body, from the root of your body, from your seat and your feet. Breathe in as though you're breathing in from the earth and breathing all the way up to the crown of your head. And then when you breathe out, thinking about breathing out from the crown of your head all the way down and out to the base of your body. Breathe this way for several breaths, breathing in from the base of your body, all the way up to the crown of your head. Imagine this breath running up and down your spine. As you breathe out, imagine the breath moving from the crown and all the way down and out through the base of your body. Continue to breathe this way for several breaths. You can begin to include the Soham mantra we introduced last evening, where you breathe in to So and out to Hum. So think So, inhale and up to the crown of the head, hum and exhale out through the base of your body. Everybody breathe out completely. I'm going to start to sing So and hum for you as you breathe in and as you breathe out. As you breathe in all the way up to the crown of your head, as you breathe out all the way down to the base of your body. Breathe in to So all the way up to the top of your head. Breathe out to hum all the way out through the base of your body. Inhale So. Exhale hum. So. Hum. So. Hum. Keep breathing like that, breathing in all the way from the base of your spine, all the way to the top of your head. Breathing out from the top of your head and all the way down and out through the base of your spine. We're going to begin to travel through the chakras in our body now, having spent some time with the base of the spine and all the way up to the crown of the head, thinking about our energy centers existing in that plane on which we were just focused our breath. We're going to practice this chakra meditation, also known as Bhuta Shuddhi or Bhuta Shuddhi. It's been a while for my Sanskrit, excuse me. Bhuta Shuddhi. Bhuta Shuddhi. Chakra meditation. So we're going to sequentially move ourselves up through the chakras and then back down again. And we're reading to you. We're going to keep going in our mind's eye, focusing on the areas where I ask you to focus as we breathe in and as we breathe out, remaining seated in our comfortable position. I'm going to invite you right now to bring your attention to the very base of your body. we bring our attention to a physical part of our body to allow us to understand where the energy in our body lives. So bring your attention to the base of your body, right at the root of your body, at the perineum. Take several seconds to allow your attention to find that space and settle into it. Each of our chakra have a sound attached to them, a mantra, a bij mantra. The sound for the Muladhara chakra or the root chakra is Lam. To allow the mantra of Lam, just as we used Soham a moment ago, allow the mantra of Lam, Lam, to arise repeatedly in your mind's eye. Allow it to repeat at its own natural speed. It may go with your breath. It might have a different pace right now. You may find that it comes 5 to 10 times and wants to pause. Or you might find it wants to come continuously. If it pauses, the sound in your mind's eye of Lam, allow it to return in its own time. The mantra may move quickly or slowly. In any case, keep your attention on that space. This is very important. Allow yourself to imagine this energetic space now at the root of your body. And in your mind's eye, you may picture that space as tiny, such as a pinpoint, or perhaps it's several inches across. Follow your own inclination about the size of this space, allowing Lam to repeat in your mind's eye. Having focused on the body and the energy and the sound, let's bring our minds to allow it to become naturally aware of earth, of solidity, of form. That awareness may come a little or a lot. Either way is okay. Allow your mind field to become awareness of all of the bodily functions in this root part of your body. All of these happen throughout the body, but elimination takes place at the root. Bring your awareness to your sense of smell. Gradually, over time, allow these things to become more clear in your mind's eye. A sense of earth, a sense of body, a sense of smell, a deep connection to the root of your body. Lam, Lam, Lam. As you move your attention upwards towards the second chakra, the second center of energy, be mindful of this transition, of the motion of attention and the nature of the shift of energetic, emotional, and mental experience. Allow your attention to naturally find the location of the second chakra. Your own attention will find and settle into this space. It's important to think about the actual chakra space as in the back, along the subtle spine we call the Sushumna. Although we usually experience these things in the front, allow the attention to rest where it naturally falls, probably in the front. But be mindful from time to time that the chakra is actually in the back. Up the spine. Gradually allow your attention to focus at the sacrum area of your body, at the back of your pelvis, between your hips. Become aware of this central stream of energy moving up and down your spine through all of the chakras. And right now, your attention is at the second chakra, at Svadhisthana, at the sacral chakra. Allow the sound, the mantra of VAM, to arise and repeat itself at its own speed, naturally coming and going. Hold your attention in that space, whether it's a pinpoint or a few inches across, and attention at the sacral area of your body. Allow yourself to become aware of the element of water. Let that arise in your mind's eye. And come to see how this has to do with all of the forms of flowing and fluidity, whether relating to energy, physical, emotional, or mental. The bodily functions for this part of the body have to do with procreation. And the sense associated here is taste. Again, colors and sounds may or may not come and go. Allowing the sound of VAM, VAM, VAM to repeat itself in your mind's eye. Thinking of the element of water, being aware of taste, having a sense of fluidity and flow. In your mind's eye, become aware of the transition as you move up the spine and up the center of the energy channel to the third chakra at the navel center. Manipura chakra, sometimes solar plexus. Allow the mantra Ram, Ram, Ram to arise and repeat itself at its natural speed. Keep attention in this space, whatever size at which it is experienced. Become aware of the element of fire and the many ways in which it operates throughout our gross and our energetic bodies from this center. Be aware of the body's ability to be in motion. All of the ways that motion itself happens in so many physical, energetic, and mental ways. Be aware of the sense of sight, which you may easily see are related to fire and motion. Again, colors and sounds may come and go, or they may not. Whatever happens, happens, and whatever happens is right and good. Allow the mantra Ram, Ram, Ram to rise and repeat itself at its natural speed. Observe the transition now as you move your attention up to the fourth chakra, the space between the breasts at the center of your chest, the heart chakra, Anahata chakra. Allow attention to become well seated there. And then remember the vibration of the mantra Yum, Yum, allowing it to repeat itself at its own speed, while being mindful of the feeling it generates. Be aware of the element of air. Notice how that feels while you repeat this mantra in your mind's eye. The element of air, the heart, and the sound yum, yum. Notice how the element of air relates to the holding or grasping done by the body and the mind, by your energy and by your emotions. Observe how these relate to the sense of touch and how that touching is very subtle in addition to becoming and being a physical phenomenon. Colors and sounds may come and go as your mind's eye silently repeats yum, yum, as you focus on the center of your heart. Bring your attention to the space at the throat now. Allow it to rise. This is the point of emergence of space, the element of space which allows air, fire, water, and earth to then emerge. In that space, be aware of the nature of space itself. Allow the mantra of hum, hum, hum to arise and repeat itself, reverberating many times through that seemingly empty space in the inner world. A space that is really not empty, but full of potential. Awareness of the body's action of speech, in any communication in this subtle form. Experience how that vibrates through space, and the sense of hearing is what is allowed to come, seeing how it naturally aligns with space and speech and communication, the vibration of mantra. Notice the fine, subtle feelings which come with the experience. Colors or sounds are allowed to come and go, if they happen to arise at all. Silently allowing hum to arise and repeat itself again and again, while focusing on the space at the center of the throat. Gently now, with a full awareness, transition your awareness to the seat of the mind at the space between your eyebrows. Some call this the chakra of the third eye, Ajna chakra. Allow the mantra Om to arise and repeat itself over and over. Om, Om. As slow waves of mantra or as vibrations repeating so fast that many ohms merge into a continuous vibration. Allow the sound to repeat in your mind's eye at its own pace and rhythm. Be aware of how the mind has no elements, but is the source out of which space, air, fire, water, and earth emerge. Be aware how this space, this mind itself, does not have actions, but is the driving force of all of the actions of the body, the actions of speech, holding, moving, procreating, and eliminating. Be aware of how this chakra, this mind, has no sense of itself, but is the recipient of all of the information coming from hearing, touching, seeing, tasting, and smelling. Whether the source of this input is the sensations from the external world, coming through the physical instruments of the body, or coming from the inner world of memories or subtle experiences, presenting on the mental screen through the subtle senses. Gradually come to see how the Om mantra is experienced as the source or map of manifestation itself. Many senses, images, or impressions may come and go, but they are let go as attention rests in the knowing beyond all senses, in the Ajna chakra and the vibration of Om. Rising from Ajna chakra now, allow our attention to move to the crown chakra. Allow it to move to Sahasrara chakra, moving to this area that has no element, no Buddhas, no cognitive sense, no active means of expression. This is the doorway to the divine, to pure consciousness itself, to the sacred. To Christians, we might say this is the route, the way to God. Experience how this is the source out of which the mind emerges, after which emerge the 5 elements, the 5 cognitive senses, and the 5 means of expression. The mantra, in its subtler and silent form, is that of silence. Not just quiet, but silence out of which the rest have emerged. It is experienced as the silence after a single Om, merging into objectless, senseless awareness. Allow attention to rest in that pure stillness, resting at the crown, thinking of an emptiness and openness that is not empty, that which contains and is the pure potential for manifestation, the pure connection. Have a sense of silence at the crown. Having allowed our awareness attention to rise from the root through all the chakras to the crown at the top of our heads, it's time to make our journey back down to groundedness through our chakras again. Briefly bring your attention back to the 6th chakra at the center of the space at the forehead. Allow the vibration of Om to return. Om. Now bring your attention down to the 5th chakra, down to the throat, remembering hum. And as you enter into the realm of space, hearing, speaking at the throat center, let your attention lie here at Vishuddha chakra, at the 5th chakra, at the throat, remembering hum, hum, hum. Bring your awareness down into the 4th chakra, Anahata, to the heart. And as you allow the energy and the mantra Yam to arise, remembering the element of air, and awareness of holding and touching may or may not arise. Yam, Yam, Yam. Now drawing your energy down again into Manipura chakra, to the navel center, and the vibration of Ram, Ram, along with the element of fire, with awareness of motion and seeing, coming or not coming. Ram. Allowing your awareness to drop down again into Svadhisthana, into sacral chakra, the 2nd chakra. Allow the vibration of the mantra Vam, Vam, to arise and repeat itself, remembering the element of water, with an awareness of procreation, of the sense of taste, coming or not coming. Vam, Vam. And finally transition back down to the root, back to the 1st chakra, at the base of the spine, at the perineum, and allowing the mantra Lam, Lam. Allow yourself a deep breath in and a full breath out. Have a sense of the bottom of your feet. Feel the bottom of your feet touching whatever surface that they're on. Have a sense of that surface being connected to the ground. And have a sense of the ground being connected to the center of the earth. Thank you for meditating on the chakras with me, for allowing yourself some openness to maybe a new idea this evening. It may or may not be for you. If it's not for you, you can stop these meditations at any time and play one that you liked. They're all saved. I love the chakras. I could go on all day about them, but I won't. That could put you to sleep, though. That could help you with sleeping, maybe another time. But think about these energy centers in our body and how deeply we are connected, not just physically, but with all of the things that we attach to them. There's so many things. So we talked about the root first, and I won't use it because we're in good company here. But what is it that we say when we are really afraid? I had the scared out of me. This sense of the bottom falling out of our lives, this sense of safety being, the ground was pulled out from under us. That's that sense at the very base of our body. We think about at the belly, at the center of our gut, and we feel things there at the center of our gut, that area that was so attached to this idea of a deep connection to things. A sense of fire, this burning that we get in our belly. Heartburn actually starts here first. What about the heart center, this sense of touch, this longing? We feel grief here when the things that we long to touch, so many of us are experiencing that right now, the people that we long to touch. I virtually hugged my neighbor tonight across the ball field in 3 yards when I saw her out, and we we stood going like this in the air from about 500 meters apart from one another. That sense of touch lives at our hearts, and we feel that so strongly here. Our throat, communication, it makes sense. And this idea of the chakra sitting up here that connects us with the divine in all of the pictures that you have imagined or seen in stained glass. We're not the first to come up with this idea. This halo rises around the crown. This tells us of a holy figure in a picture. This tells us of someone who is deeply connected with God. So take all of those things, these new learnings for some of you, reminders for others, and take them and just put them in your toolbox and consider them when you pray, and think about all of the ways that these things might help you to relax and spend some more time with Scripture, to spend more time thinking about God and thinking about Jesus and all the ways that Jesus healed through energy. And ask those who he trained and who he called to be disciples with him to heal through energy as well. So that's enough for tonight. I hope you sleep well. I hope you find the peace that passes all understanding this night and every night. God be with you until we meet again. Namaste. Peace. Amen. Good night. Love you.